Hi there, I'm Sally. I'm a lactation consultant. I've been sent the new Eufy, I don't even know how to say it, wearable breast pump S2 Pro. I've had a really good look at it and tried it with a couple of clients, and I think it's got some really interesting features that I was going to show you. My first comment is a rather flippant one, which is that when I first heard that Eufy are making breast pumps, I thought, well, that's ridiculous. They're famous for robot vacuum cleaners and doorbells and stuff. Like, what do they know about breast pumps? But actually, it's got some really interesting features, some of which I haven't seen anywhere else. So I thought I would talk you through them and talk about what do we know about the research behind them. So, first of all, I would say it's got quite a chunky price. The recommended retail price is £419. I can only think of the Elvie that's more than that, because it is two. So two Elvie costs something like just under £500. Or Medela Magic in bra is a very similar price for two. That's a lot of money though. What I am thinking about is, this is a bit of a history lesson. When Elvie were first invented, they were a real brand disruptor in the world of breast pumps. For a long time, almost all breast pumps were ones we had to like hold them on or have a special bra to fit them and kind of hunch forward while you use them and use your hands. But actually, when Elvie were invented, it was the first time that they really thought of lots of different features where it was quiet and it had very subtle lighting and it fits in your bra, all these things. And now lots of different companies are making them and there's lots of cheap copies available. So I was interested to see, I wonder if some of the features in this might start coming out in other pumps in the future. It would be nice if there was some more affordable and similar things. So this is it. It's got quite, let's see if I can angle my camera a little bit. Very neat packaging, which is obviously also completely missing the point. Opens like this. The pumps are in a carry case which charges. I'll show you that detail later. And then under here, neatly packaged away in the base of the box, is all the flange sizes and the cables and stuff. Let me see if I can, yeah. So look out for that. They've got all the flange sizes, and then in here, well, the instructions and the cables and so on. The carry case is a really interesting feature. It's got a USB charger here and lights and buttons, but basically the pumps slot into it simply with a little magnetic click, like your AirPods do, into the carrying case, and they actually charge in the carrying case. So you charge up your carrying case with the USB port, and then you can go about with it like if you were taking it to your workplace or something, and they're charging away every time they're in there. So I think that is an interesting feature that I haven't seen anywhere else. It's a lovely sort of bronze tone, which I think is just such an easy win. We don't need these bright white ones showing through our clothes. It seems like that would suit a lot of people. It's very see-through. I wonder if I can show you. Yeah, see my finger wiggling in there? Obviously slightly less see-through when you've got your flange liners in it. You can see what you're doing in it. That is a common problem with a lot of wearable breast pumps. Loads of them are literally like the Elvie is literally solid, or some of them that you can see the milk inside, so you can't see the milk in an Elvie, but you can see inside, but you can't, the nipple tunnel is a solid colour, or they get really condensated and you can't see clearly. It's extremely useful to be able to see whether your nipple's moving in it, how much your nipple's moving in it, whether it's pumping effectively, as in if there's like sprays or drips or not much more milk is coming, whether your nipple's rubbing. All those things are very useful to be able to figure out with this pump, to help you figure out if you've sized it correctly and if it's working effectively. And that's a big flaw with a lot of wearable pumps. So I think that's a really interesting element. It's also got, let's see if I can turn it on, a built-in light. It's just a very small light. Yeah. Oh, I've pressed something now and it's gone super loud. There we go. Can you see the little LED inside it? And lots of mums are already faking this. They have their pump on they get their light of their phone torch and they kind of shine it through to make their nipple into a silhouette so they can see what's going on. But this one has a light that actually is in it, and I think that's a really easy win. I like that little feature. It's all controlled on an app. You can control it on the buttons, I should say. Let me see. Yeah, so I don't know if you can actually see. Yeah, see the lights? Very subtle. You can actually tell exactly what you're doing, how long you've been pumping for, what level you're on, and so on here. But it's designed to be all controlled by an app. And the app is extremely controllable and does lots of different things. The app, you can change your cycle speeds and your vacuum independently of each other, which is really rare in breast pumps in general and very rare in wearable pumps. And it's got different things, like it's got preset settings like power pumping setting, for instance. There's not good evidence behind power pumping, but some people like to do it. We do know that if you're pumping and the milk has stopped flowing, it's likely to be effective to switch back to stimulation mode and back to expression mode. And if you know what you like in that kind of pattern of switching back and forth, you can just preset it in the Eufy app and it will do it for you, or it's got other preset ones. Lots of different patterns, and you can adjust things like the cycle speed and the vacuum and the length of the pump all independently of each other. Another really nice setting inside the pump, this seems like such an easy win. It's got a series of affirmations and meditations for pumping, tracks that you can play that are embedded in the app. We do know that the oxytocin flow through your body makes a lot of difference to pumping, and relaxing while pumping or visualizing the flow of milk can be effective. So I feel like that's a really easy win. And instead of just like looking at the time and waiting till the time has passed till your pumping session is over, lots of mums prefer to do something like watch their favorite comedian on YouTube or see how long it takes to eat 5 Oreos or whatever you like to do. So it seems good to have that like embedded. I think that's quite a good idea. I'll show you the features. The most interesting feature to me, let's see if I can turn it on, is it's got vibrate, which is actually these bits. Let's do it. And this. So it's got vibrate, temperature, and then this is the difference between stimulation and expression mode, and then obviously turning it up and down. So can you see it's very subtle movement, but these bits are basically juddering around and vibrating, and it's hot at the same time. Let's turn that on. Yeah. See that? And the vibrating and the heat is meant to help you get more milk more quickly. They've got their own research that they've published or advertised on that. There was actually a study in Turkey that found that when mums wore something warm against their breasts for 20 minutes before a pumping session, they on average got 40% more milk. So I think and we know about massaging helping milk. So it does make sense that if you did that heat and massage setting before pumping or during pumping, that would likely be effective for having a more successful pumping session. I'm just looking at, I've got such a list of all the features that it's got. Yeah, this is all the details. So I think that's a very interesting new design. It's got lots of things I haven't seen in other places. One of the things is that in the instructions for it, it goes straight to how to wash it in the dishwasher, which I love because I haven't seen that other places. And it also says, how about, let me see if I can do it. If you take this bit off, and you take this bit, this is the motor and includes battery packs. So obviously you don't wash or chill that bit. But it says, it openly says in the instructions, put this in here, do this. Then you can use the fridge hack, which is when you put your pump parts in the fridge between uses instead of washing them. Wash them once every 24 hours. That's really refreshing to me. I feel like a lot of mums are instructed to fully wash and sterilize their pump every time they use it, or rinse it and sterilize it once every 24 hours or something like that. And it's quite refreshing to see a pump company openly advertising the fridge hack. There's a blog on my website about that if you want to read more and figure out if that might be suitable for your baby. while I've got the back off, I'll say one more thing is, when you're pumping with this, I wonder if I can show you. When you're pumping with this, I've used it with a couple of clients now. Let me mind the reflection. This area becomes quite milky and you can see milk like slooshing around in it, which feels a bit strange. I actually emailed to check that I wasn't doing something wrong, and the answer was, you just make sure that's really properly popped in and that bit's really properly closed. And then if you can see milk like squelching around in there, that's fine. Another comment I would make is opening this. This is actually the only thing I found that I really didn't like about this pump. Opening this, you pour the milk out of this hole into a clean container when you've finished pumping. Actually, it's quite hard to get it all out, and I know that sometimes every drop counts, and I found that I had to remove this bit, swivel it around a little bit to get the milk to go through the hole, through the duckbill valve, and then do like this, and then kind of jiggle it upside down to get the last drops out. You can do it, open it like this, and obviously if there was bits and bobs in there, you could get them out or syringe them out or something. But for a pump of the price of £419, I would expect that spout to work perfectly. I would like to see every drop come out easily and seamlessly, and I know how demoralising it can be when you're pumping. For instance, if you're pumping to boost supply or something, you might be getting very small amounts on certain pumps. Not being able to easily get every last drop out of the pump, I think, is a bit of a shame. So that's a show around of it. Let me know if I've missed anything. Let me know if you've seen those features anywhere else. Let me know if you do have one, how have you been getting on with it? I'll be really interested to hear whether you feel that it's worth it.